that sunset. It's really magical out here. So what's going on is it's a lovely, beautiful evening, and tomorrow it's going to rain. You wouldn't even believe it. The skies are blue at the moment. I mean, it's a little bit hazy, but the rain's coming in overnight, and it's going to be torrential rain all day tomorrow. So, just as the sun is going down, I thought I'd do a little bit of an update. So I'm in the garden, and it's pretty much shaded here now. The sun's just going down over behind me, behind the trees. So we're now finally in shade. But I just wanted to show you a little bit. So I've been really busy. I've managed to tidy up the whole space. So I wanted to share with you all what I've been doing out here. So I've mowed and I've tidied. There's still, more things to take out the garden, old sticks and things, but I've got the corn in, I've got the squash in, and these beds are all manured now with the compost, horse manure compost. It's all looking good. And everything is now growing, so we've actually got beautiful salad. I think I'm going to harvest some actually, because it's going to rain, as I mentioned, and I'd quite like to have some salad tomorrow. I'm going to have a day eating. Make the most of it. So yeah, it's all coming up lovely. Looking good. And over here we have the potatoes, and they're doing really well. As I've been following Charles Dowding, and as he recommended, you can keep piling on more soil, so I've been putting on more compost, and they're absolutely jamming. Over here I've got the first baby courgettes. Here we are, tiny little ones. So yeah, so generally I'm pretty pleased with that, and it's amazing really how it seems like there's not a lot in the garden, and then suddenly it just goes boom this time of year in early June, and everything's sprouting like crazy. And all the hard work's been worth it. I like to harvest my lettuce the Charles Dowding way, and I've followed his vlogs for quite some time, and I think he's a very expert gardener, and also somebody that I have had the pleasure of meeting and speaking to in person, because I used to live in Somerset. So, not only am I a fan of his talents as a gardener and an admirer of his talents, I also would consider him a friend, though he's not someone I see very often anymore, or have done for many years. So when you pull the salad, you just take the outer leaves off, and some of these outer leaves, not all of them, they're still really young, and even the spinach I can eat, so I'm beginning to take some of these off. But if I do this now before the rain, then at least I get the salad and not the slugs. So again, yeah, you just pull off, and this way the salad lasts for a long time, and the slugs don't get the outer leaves. So it's really great way of doing lettuce. Oh look, this radish is going for it. It looks like it might flower actually. So I'm just going to harvest as much of this as I possibly can. Oh, don't want to pull the plant out. Oops. We also have some volunteers in these beds. This is borage here, which gives the beautiful blue flowers that the bees love. And it pops up every year. So it's a nice little harvest of greens anyway. So here I am at the front of my farm, and I think that the last time I was here I showed you that we just redone the gate, and now as well I've painted the fence line here, and I think you will agree that that has made a great difference to the front of my farm. So slowly but surely I'm beginning to make progress after a few years where things have been not so easy, and I do feel like that. I mean, running and working on the land like this, and running a small business, farming business, is quite overwhelming sometimes because there's so much to do. I mean, there's 30 acres and I do a lot of it alone, and I do have help, and the helpers who come, I'm so grateful when I do get a helper here. It's wonderful, and I just want to say that everybody who has come and helped, and you know who you are, I really appreciate it. And you know, even if you've had to leave for your own personal reasons, just know that I really do appreciate efforts that people have put in here, because you know, doing this all on my own is hard work. However, we've had a nice run of dry weather at the moment, and that's been really rewarding, and I've been able to get on with a lot. So yeah, you know, things like this, just, it's like 1%. As Justin Rhodes says, it's 1% a day, and sometimes it feels like it's only 1% a week, but actually all those little 1% add up, and slowly it starts to make a difference. So I'm confident that this year, you know, though it may still be untidy here and there's still a lot to do, that I'm beginning to make that difference, and it's beginning to show. And I just, you know, I look around here sometimes and I just see all the things that need doing, and it's quite overwhelming, and some of it is beyond that I can do on my own, or I can do things on my own, but it takes time and there's other things to do. So quite often I'll start a job and then I'll have to leave it behind and go to another job, and then quite often, you know, you then come back to that job and you've done 6 other jobs in between, and you know, you've forgotten that you were doing that job. So yeah, it's an effort to stay on top of everything. And you know, last year it was so wet, it started raining in July and didn't really stop, and I did have a few spells when I managed to rush around and get some stuff done, but when you get behind, it starts to become an effort to catch up and get things up to standard. So, you know, we're ticking along. I mean, everything's fine, it's summertime, and sometimes with pigs, as fast as you fix things, they break them again, so you have to just keep doing it. So it can sometimes feel quite demoralising, but the important thing to do is just remember the small victories, and each little thing that you complete and you make something tidy and you make it look nice, then that is a small victory, and you just got to look at that and think, well, okay, I've managed to do that, and that is a result, you know. And okay, all of that space out there might be a mess, and you know, there's poo to pick up, and there's, you know, fences, horse fences to move, and everything else. But it's just a matter of just keeping that focus. And so tomorrow is another day, and tomorrow is going to be an indoor day. So tomorrow will be a day to focus on all the admin work that I have to do as well, of which there is a lot on the farm. Catch up with paying the bills and other, you know, other little jobs that need doing on inside, and also tidying up, because the last, I mean, it's Wednesday today, Wednesday evening, and 2 mornings this week I've had to go off the farm and get my car fixed. So that's, you know, that's hours out of my day where I could have been doing, you know, the garden tidying, or so I've only just got those plants in today because I've been doing all these other things. And so yeah, things don't happen as fast as I would like. And when I first came here, I had massive plans to do so many things here, and I had to let go of a lot. I had to realise that I couldn't do it all, and that it was going to take time, and that I had to slow down. And also, as well as my age, you know, I can't go at that speed. And part of the reason I twisted my ankle was because I was trying to do too much too fast. Suddenly we had this wonderful weather, and again, because I'm playing catch up, it's like I just get so driven sometimes, and pushed myself so hard that I fell over. Anyway, behind me we have the bossy dog, Hope. Hello, Hope. Bossy dog. Yes, you're lovely. And here we have the goats behind us. And she's bossing the goats around. She says they're too near the gate. And they shouldn't be near the gate, should they, Hope? They're not allowed out the gate.